What's good, production crew? You Ryan, Dillon here, and I'm showing you how to shoot better video with a point and shoot camera. Starting with tip number 1, light.
The absence of light will look terrible on any camera. Low light situations will introduce this grain to your footage, which never looks good.
Solve this by using some nearby lamps in your house. Buy or make your own lighting kit. Film close to a window.
Or even shoot outside. Why? Because lighting is what's really gonna make your camera look way more expensive than it actually is.
Gotta use those lights, man. Tip number 2, white balance. You ever notice that the footage that comes out of your camera is either really bluish or a really orangish color? Well, that's because your white balance is set wrong. What is white balance, you ask?
A white balance is what keeps the colors in your scene more accurate. For an example, if you were to shoot a scene inside your house, the temperature of the lights would usually be more warm, which means you would have to use a tungsten white balance, which will add a little bit of blue into the more warmish lights, which will make it more neutral.
Tip number 3, audio. Audio is one of the most overlooked things when it comes to making videos, but it's super important. If people can't hear what you're saying, they're not gonna stick around. They'll just go somewhere else. Now, since most point and shoot cameras don't have a mic jack, that means you're going to have to record audio separately. Now, the way to go about this is use a smartphone with a voice recorder app.
Or you can even get yourself an audio recorder like the Zoom H1, position it as close to the subject as possible without getting it in the shot, like I am now, because close, clear audio sounds way better than distant sounding sound from an on-camera microphone.
Now, the only downside of recording your audio separately is that you have to sync up the audio while you're editing. Clapping loud 3 times really helps the syncing process, like so much. Okay, that was a long one. Next, tip number 4, stabilization. In most situations, shaky video isn't pleasing to watch.
Now, in vlogging, it's usually a little bit more acceptable, but you should still try to keep your camera as steady as possible.
Now, the most obvious thing is to use a tripod. It doesn't have to be expensive, but pretty much any tripod will work. Now, I love using a tripod as like a little Steadicam when I want to get more movement into my shot, but don't want it to be very shaky, which I really love to do. And bam, 4 ways to shoot better video with your point and shoot camera. Now go out and film something awesome. And yeah, don't forget to have yourselves a blessed day, and I will see you all in the next video. And it's time to cover the camera. Boosh!